Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report from IonQ, a quantum computing company, and it's not quite the sci-fi future some might expect. There are still very real business issues to handle. We're going to find out what those are. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. IonQ just released a form called an 8K. Now what's that? It's basically a quick update companies file with the government, the SEC, to let everyone know about important events. In this case, it's about their annual meeting where shareholders, meaning people who own stock in the company, got to vote on some things. We'll find out what and how that went. So what did IonQ's shareholders vote on? There were three main things. First, they needed to elect some people to the board of directors, which is like the company's leadership team. Second, they had a vote on how the company is paying its top executives, like the CEO. This vote is advisory. Think of it as a suggestion box for pay. And third, they voted to approve their accounting firm for next year. Companies hire accounting firms to make sure their financial numbers are correct. Let's get into the details. The first vote was about electing Niccolo De Masi and Inder M. Singh as directors. Both were elected, meaning shareholders approved of them being on the board. Looking at the numbers, Niccolo De Masi got about 60.6 million votes in favour, about 60.6 million votes in favour, while around 2 million votes were withheld. Under M. Singh got about 50.8 million votes withheld. Under M. Singh got about 50.8 million votes in favour and around 11.8 million votes were withheld. Under M. Singh got about 50.8 million votes were withheld. Under M. Singh got about 50.8 million votes in favour and around 11.8 million votes were withheld. Those withheld votes mean is that not everyone was completely on board with these choices, but the 4 votes were still enough to get them elected. Also note that there were roughly 52.9 million broker non-votes for both nominees. Broker non-votes happen when brokers holding shares for clients don't vote on certain issues. The next vote was about executive pay. Here about 39.9 million voted in favour, around 2 million voted against, and about 422.2 million voted against, and about 425,000 abstained, meaning that didn't choose for or against. So a good chunk of shareholders weren't thrilled with how the top executives are being paid. Though the vote is not binding, this is still an advisory vote, meaning IonQ gets to understand shareholder concern about executive compensation. The company might want to rethink its plan. It'd be ready to explain it better next time. Finally, the shareholders voted to ratify, that is, approve the appointment of Ernst & Young LL as their accounting firm for the next year. This is pretty standard. Ernst & Young LL is a well-known firm. Over 114 million were cast in favour, only about 589k voted against, and roughly 28k abstained. This looks like everyone is happy with their choice of accountants. So what does this all mean? Well, the shareholder votes at the annual meeting give us a peek into what the owners of the company are thinking. Now let's put this all together and look at the big picture. IonQ seems to be on solid footing with its board members and accounting choices, but the executive pay vote shows there's some unhappiness among shareholders. IonQ will want to think about how they pay their executives. Is it fair? Is it tied to how well the company is doing? These are the kinds of questions they might need to answer to get those shareholders back on their side, especially since the executive vote was so close. IonQ operates in a very exciting cutting-edge field, but some results still require good old-fashioned shareholder negotiations to solve. Alright, that's our breakdown of IonQ's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.